You're a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. And now I will really need your help because you will be the ones voting for the winner of the youth essay. I mean, you, everybody in this convention hall, and everybody following us online. So the youth essay competition is organized by DG Grow since 2016. And it's a competition with a beautiful opportunity for 18 till 25-year-olds to share their ideas and viewpoints with key figures and stakeholders in the spheres of enterprise promotion, entrepreneurship, and SMEs. In a moment, we're going to hear from 3 young finalists of the competition who will present their essays, after which you can vote live on one that you think should be the winner. So to vote, and we will make like a short test, just test if everything is working. So you see a QR code, so just scan it with your mobile device, and it should take you to a screen where you will see 3 possible answers. And for those who are following us online, you have a special link on our platform. So find the link on our platform through which you can vote for the essay. Does it work? Have you scanned the code? Yes? Yes? Thumbs up? Okay, if you have problems, we have lovely ladies who can help you, but I see thumbs up. Okay, it's a go for our competition. So let's first present a jury. We have an international jury as well who will be voting, and the votes will then be calculated. I have a wonderful jury this year. The first gentleman, the man with the wings, is already online. So please welcome Mr. Ivo Boscarol, the founder and owner of Slovenian Pipistrel Group of the companies here in Slovenia. Ivo, dobro jutro, lepo da ste z nami. Can you hear us well? Just wave quickly.
Yes,
Cuckoo.
Hello to everybody. Dobro jutro vsem skupaj.
Yes, and we can see your wonderful plane in the back, so don't fly away too quickly. We will need your help today.
I will not.
So, Ivo Boscarol, the first member of the jury. And then please welcome live, here she flew in to Slovenia, Tarin Anderson, the CEO and co-founder of Impulse for Women. Tarin, where are you? Please join us. Tarin, from the first row. Here's your seat. So good to have you here in Slovenia. And the third member of the jury is a young lady. She has won last year's competition. I'm really happy to welcome Sabine Kerssens. Hello, Sabine. This is your moment, your audience. And Sabine is a data analyst at TechLeap in the Netherlands, but also the winner of, as I said, the 2020 Youth Essay Competition. And finally, the chair of the jury is Birgit Weidel. She's head of unit in the SME unit at DG Grow. Birgit, this is your applause. Birgit, and allow me to start with you. How are you today?
I'm very happy, and I'm really excited now to hear from our finalists, because
Yes.
I can already promise you it will be very interesting what you hear from them.
You look happy. Tell us, there were lots of essays coming in this year.
Absolutely, we got a lot of applications, and what is also nice, from really a lot of countries, 24 countries, and I can also already say the quality was very good. So.
Wonderful. So what was the main topic?
Well, actually, what we asked to the applicants this year is we wanted to understand how young people now see the skill set that a successful entrepreneur, a startup in 2030 would need. So what are their ideas about the competencies? And we also wanted to see, has the pandemic left a kind of legacy that they thought, okay, maybe you need a bit of different skills than before.
We survived.
And we asked them, to give us also some concrete examples, how they imagine 3 startups that would kind of realize this.
Sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to ask whether there are more and more essays coming in. Are people more writing? Because we survived many lockdowns, right, in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think absolutely that, people start making them, preparing for the future, thinking a lot about the future. And and this you see, we see in the motivation and in the quality of the essays as well.
So how does the jury work? On what kind of things are you focusing when giving your votes?
Well, first of all, we of course look whether the the applicants have hit the topic correctly and whether they are really addressing the issues. Then we look at the creativity and in the innovation of the essays. We also look at things how it's presented, how well it's structured.
Was it hard work this year? It's a very, traditional question, but it is obviously hard work, right? Reading so many works and being critical.
So it is not easy to find to kind of make a choice, and I think we also had very different ideas, and our weighting was a bit different, but I think after some discussion we came to a good conclusion.
So how will we be voting? How the votes will be combined? Because we have the votes of the jury, but my audience and everybody online can vote as well.
Well, how it actually works is that the jury has already selected the 3 finalists. So we have already given our votes, and we have ranked them. We have given points. It's a simple point system. And those who came out with the highest ranks, these are our finalists, our 3 finalists. But now, I mean, we really leave it to the audience here to tell us who you think has really got it right and should be the winner this year.
Wonderful. So a bit like the Eurovision Song Contest, but without the songs.
Exactly.
Like that. So the votes from the audience are counting, of course, as well. Sabine, coucou, it's so good to have you here.
Thank you.
It's special for you as well, because last year the competition was online, right?
It was, yeah. So it was great to get to know better all the people that are listening, all the people that are here. It was a real pleasure.
So I really think you deserve a live applause. So ladies and gentlemen, the winner of last year's essay competition. Well deserved. Sabine, well deserved. So we are about to see this year top 3. What would you say to them? Because they're going to present their essay.
Yes.
Maybe an insider kind of hint or something good for on the way.
Some small words of encouragement, yeah?
Yeah.
Shall I?
Yeah.
You know. Because what I wanted to say about the essays this year is that they really pick up on the grand challenges that the youth of today, our new generation, is facing. So we are talking about health, about climate justice, about social justice, about climate change. And when you write them down, when you see them on paper, you really see how they interact with each other and how you can jump so quickly from one to the other. You see that climate dangers resolve in climate migrations. You see that there's social injustice in who emits, but who has to feel the consequences. But also the opportunities for our small businesses on the innovative and the green technologies that we see today. So it's all a complex system that comes together. And we here in a group are also a system, and we have our own points of views. And we could have been happy with just the diversity in skills or the diversity in nationalities that we have here today. But we choose to, yesterday, the winner of the IPA awards, create inclusion and also inclusion for a younger generation that has a vision to share. And that connectivity, that talking to each other is just really, really important. And yesterday I heard someone who said that he takes half an hour each week to talk to a younger employee and to listen, to give advice, but also to change his point of view so he can maybe build a better world for our youth. And the youth that's coming on the stage today has a real vision to share, and they have a way of changing our language and changing the way that we think. So I want to say to the dear nominees, go make this system change for the better, and good luck.
Yes, and just be yourself by presenting the essay. Okay, thank you so much for these lovely words, Sabine. And now it's really time to meet the first finalists. And let's greet Victoria Krach. Hola, buenos dias, or einen wunderschönen guten Morgen. Both works well for Victoria because she's half Spanish, half German. She has just finished her master's degree in international relations and international law, and as she loves continuously learning, she's currently in her second year of her second bachelor studies, this time in Spanish law. She's an active member of the European youth organization Equipo Europa, and particularly interested in European security affairs and EU-Russia relations. Oh, Victoria, that's really a whole range of interests. And I hope we can all hear you well, and this is your moment. And good luck, Victoria.
Thank you very much for this introduction. Over the past 1.5 years, the resilience of Europe's SMEs has been challenged like never before in recent European history. The pandemic has exacerbated existing problems for SMEs and created new hurdles. Undoubtedly, all of this has put an extreme drain on small business owners, families, and the entire European economy. Hello, Zdravo. I am Victoria Kraripoy, and today I'd like to present to you the main ideas of my intended response to this year's topic, keeping it as simple as possible. So here are my thoughts on this. First, what do we need? We know the current global trends and challenges, demographic shifts, an aging population, as well as rising urbanization rates, which, for example, implies that cities around the world will need to be prepared to provide services in a smarter, more sustainable way. Sustainability means reversing negative trends in our society. As you can see, I'm picturing sustainability here as a business opportunity and shift from a moral imperative to it. So, how would it look like? What is missing? When it comes to building a startup today, entrepreneurs should be aware that the future demands entrepreneurial disruption to come in two forms: sustainable and circular. The reason why SMEs are key in this is that not only do they make up for 99% of the European economy, but SMEs are also actually great agents for change, as they bring generally more agile structures to respond to new trends than more established companies. This makes SMEs crucial when it comes to sustainable transition in the Union. In the essay, I described 3 companies, with each of them a different approach to cope with the COVID-19 crisis. One successfully fights adversity, the other decides to repurpose adversity, and the third even manages to thrive through adversity. But what they all 3 had in common is a creative approach when it came to navigating the crisis. In the essay, I mentioned hard and soft skills and entrepreneurs should be equipped with. Those include technical competencies such as artificial intelligence, cloud computing, big data, and problem-solving skills, adaptability and agility, and negotiation skills. But when it comes to being resilient, successful, and sustainable, it finally boils down to creativity. Or put differently, creativity is a knot which holds all those skills together. My conclusion is rather simple. Without a use of all those undoubtedly vital skills, they would be worth close to nothing. I don't know who accurately said that innovation equals the victory of creativity, but I completely agree with the statement. And this is in line with Schumpeter, right? The necessity of creative destruction in order to be innovative. And remember, creative thinking is not something you're either born with or not. It is rather a muscle which can be trained. Ideas are tacit. They require creativity to be produced. Innovation, in turn, is the process of converting and reducing those ideas into practices, processes, and technologies. And all this, of course, against the background of a sustainable transition. Creativity is an essential part of innovation. Finally, sustainable and social must go hand in hand. Personally, I think that sustainability shouldn't be seen as exclusively related to climate change only. It should be seen as a more holistic concept, one where elder people may live with dignity, one where we do not have to cut off in economic development and with that in societal well-being. So let's shift the perspective. We should embrace the complexity of the sustainability transition without getting stuck in the blaming narrative. Dramatic paintings may trigger more actions in the short term, but we need a more long-term approach. So let's recap. Let's be possibilistic and regard sustainability as a business opportunity and creativity as a core skill to foment. We should guide entrepreneurs and small business owners to use this core skill for good, sustainable, social projects. With more creativity, collaboration, and empathy, the world would be an even better place. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Victoria. Really well done. I know it's not easy to be the first one performing and reading, but we all know how important the first impression is in life. Stay online a bit more, because Ivo Boscarol, a member of our jury, he knows very well about creative thinking, and he has a question for you as well. Ivo, please.
Yeah, thank you, Moisa. So, Victoria, I agree with you when you say that the digital skills are important for SMEs. I'm also convinced that sustainability and digitalization can go hand in hand by re-engineering products, processes, and services. In your opinion, how should we all help SMEs to move into the sustainable transition? Maybe a small example?
Yes, thank you, Ivo, for the question. I think you can tackle the question from three layers, right? You can ask yourself, first, what can you do as a company on your own? So you could, for example, as you said, improve designs, improving supply chains, map and follow processes, measure them. That's important as well. A second question you could pose is, you can ask yourself is, what can you do with your business partners? So you could, for example, pool resources. We have seen leasing is now a major thing. Maybe you're not, you don't have to buy any more big machinery. You could lease them. So this would be a big step as well. You could also use the digital skills in order to track how your success in the company actually impacts the environment, for example. This would be really helpful too. And third, you could ask what the EU, for example, or super-governmental or governments, even organizations can do for you. We have seen already a variety of support programs of the EU. We have seen there's the Enterprise Europe Network, I think the European Sociocratic Cluster Partnership, a lot of also economic help. So I think it's already a big step that governments and the EU recognizes the importance of SMEs and the sustainable transition, how important it is to collaborate with them. So yeah, I think through, for example, subsidized access to software or generally educational tools, this could be a good help for SMEs to have bridge that gap.
Thank you, Victoria. Sounds good. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, we have a very young and smart lady online. Victoria, thank you for this part. Now it's time to get to know better the second nominee, the second finalist, and he's here with us today. Please welcome Rui Teixeira from Portugal. Rui, welcome. And Rui is a student from Portugal, currently studying computer science at the university in the beautiful city of Porto. From an early age, he took an active role at the national and European level, especially in the topics of education and youth participation. And currently, he's a member of the European Youth Card Association Youth Panel, and also an activist from the Stand for Something campaign. In 2021, he was elected for a second term in Gaia Municipality Assembly. That's quite a CV, Rui. Let's see if we can add something more from today. This is your moment, please.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I address this conference hall this morning as one of the 3 finalists of the Youth Essay Competition with my essay on lessons from fast forward and rewinding. These are 2 actions that I think should guide not only cinema, but special public policies and business management. Looking back to understand what went wrong and why it did, and looking forward to try to prepare ourselves for the challenges yet to come. There are 2 common mistakes when doing this. The first one is drawing conclusions too quickly from recent events, and the second one is looking at the future as a set of predetermined episodes. Let me tell you, these are 2 mistakes that I make in my essay. But I'm not running an SME or a public European or national institution. You are. So I allowed myself to make these mistakes. I will spare you with the data on why SMEs are important. You know SMEs are fundamental. I know SMEs are fundamental. And everybody, even if they don't have that perception, trust and rely on SMEs. Instead, I would like to guide you through the 2 topics that I bring up in my essay: fast forward and rewinding. I decided to fast forward to talk about 3 possible, promising and sustainable companies in 2030. A jacket production company based in Thessaloniki, an advertising startup based in Lisbon, and an Italian restaurant in the region of Brussels. What they all share, in my vision, is the ability to adapt, to take social responsibility seriously, to invest in the qualification of their employees, and to try to have long-term plans, but still be able to quickly adapt when things do not go as expected. I then rewinded to 2021, and what a year this has been. Back in 2021, we find a world that has not yet fully recovered from the COVID-19 pandemic and has not yet committed to the biggest challenge of our times, fighting global warming. It is useful to try to understand the reasons why the pandemic had such an impact on the SME world and how to minimize the effects of this calamity and of future ones. The financial situation of these companies is probably one of the biggest reasons. A big percentage of them are ill-prepared to face a big cut on revenues and are unable to face future expenses if for some reason the sales or the financial movements momentarily cease to exist. But the challenge of digitalization is also a crucial one. On one hand, small and medium corporations and their employees have yet, especially in comparison with other types of companies, a very critical lack of digital competencies. On the other hand, there is also a deficiency of capability to move businesses online, either upstream, with these companies lacking the ability to move to remote work, or downstream, with a short percentage of sales being made online and the incapability of increasing it because of the lack of competencies or means. When constantly facing rapid and evolving challenges, an entrepreneur must be creative enough to see opportunities where others see difficulties. No business can prosper when facing so many, so harsh, and so unpredictable challenges without creativity. More than how prepared we are, it is how quickly we are to adapt that will make us thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, as we exit this conference room today, the European Union is on its path to recover from another deep economic crisis. A crisis that we describe in numbers for the sake of simplicity, but that has strict connections with our lives. It connects with a small entrepreneur from Berlin who saw the business to which she devoted her whole life vanish in bank debt. It connects with the young startup founder in Paris who delayed having kids for 1 more year. It connects with my friends in Porto who are struggling with mental health because no business seems to prosper. The world economies and our lives rely on SMEs, but so do our families and our friends. This is not an academic essay about economy, nor did I want it to be. It is an essay from a young guy from Gaia who doesn't like to see shops empty, factories closed, or friends unemployed. I hope you like reading it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Thank you very much.
Ui, tá bom, muito obrigado. And I like this way that you were talking to the ladies and gentlemen, addressing the audience. It's always good. Might give you some extra points, we will see. Anyway, it's exciting for the jury as well to see you in person, since they obviously liked your essay. You're one of the top 3, but Tarin has a question for you.
Thank you very much and congratulations. You're talking about how COVID affected and how the entrepreneurs have been adapted. You know that the women-led entrepreneurs had a backstep during COVID. What do you think which recommendations from your point of view will you say or to support them and to help them?
Thank you very much for your question, Tarin. A very interesting one. Of course, we know we all suffered from the COVID pandemic side effects, but especially women, especially young people, especially people with disabilities. And when we are thinking of how to recover and how to rebuild from this crisis, we have to pay special attention to these particular sectors of society. There is a very known Portuguese writer, Almada Negreiros, who has a sentence saying, when I was born, all the sentences that would save humanity were already written. There was only one thing missing, to save humanity. And I think this pretty much sums up the topic of women in business. When I was born in '99, we already knew this was a problem. We already knew that we had to face this problem to stop businesses from looking a man's room and to support the women who are trying their best and who are running their companies, starting their companies. I think it's pretty much a question of, on one side, empowerment, to make them understand and to give them the room to make them businesses prosper. And also on the other side, it's a matter of finding proper financial support, finding proper skill support, and to make women capable of taking the stage and of having their business succeed. Pretty much what you're doing with Impulse for Women, and I'm not trying to get the jury's vote because they've already voted, but pretty much what you're doing with your amazing job in Impulse for Women, that's what we need to do, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rui. So Rui Teixeira, our second nominee for the Youth Essay of the Year. And now it's time to say Dobro utro. Our last nominee comes from Bulgaria. Very happy to greet Kristina Dimova. Kristina, welcome on stage. And Kristina, she's studying journalism, and she had the opportunity to see how the European Parliament works as a journalist in a plenary session in Strasbourg in 2019, and she was also one of the 6 finalists for the Megalicy Niedzielski Prize for Aspiring Journalists, part of the Youth for Regions program. Kristina, your moment, and good luck.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start with a quote, a very famous one, and it goes by that. It's not about money. It's about the people you have and how you're led. And this quote is by Steve Jobs. And now, these words matter more than ever. Yes, digital and environmental transformation are the issues we are trying to face. However, the elephant in the room is the business management system. Human capital is the key to sustainable development, not only for companies, but for the whole world. The pandemic has shown us that change in management is crucial if we want to be the leaders of tomorrow. So what is the solution then? Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cristina Dimova, and today I will present my essay to you and show my vision for SMEs in the future, but most of all, sociocracy as the new successful management model. Before presenting my solution, I will outline the key external factors for SMEs in the upcoming years. As I have already mentioned, digitalization and eco-transformation will remain crucial for everyone. This will soon be defined by having these competencies: adaptivity to digital changes, providing security to customers and employees, taking responsible actions towards the planet. Most SMEs today are still not interested in having these competencies. Because of that, some of them can simply be described as the not so good, the bad, and the ugly. However, future relies on those perceiving not only profit, but fulfilling a higher purpose for society. Therefore, the SMEs of tomorrow will be described as the good, the digital, and the human. Three showcases of those are an SME that provides a B2B and B2C solution and uses renewable energy to achieve growth. An SME making digital money more approachable and secured to people via different tools of technology and cybersecurity. A humanized social media where people can truly communicate and feel safe, not only to be used for their data to be sold to advertisers. These are only a few of the many examples we can see for what a good digital and human enterprise can look like. But these competencies aren't enough. Management systems inside enterprises are crucial for their survival. The pandemic showed us that macro and micromanagement aren't working as well as they did before. Wondering why? Because they increase the stressful feeling of being under control all the time. Due to this factor, the effectiveness and loyalty of employees have been decreasing. Change in management is inevitable, and it might be the most important change of all. Happily, there is a management system that gives a solution to that problem. The Sociocratic management model relies on 4 ground rules: decision-making by agreement, a hierarchy of circles in which every member of the organization participates, double linking between circles, and elections of persons and consent, of course, by them. In contrast to conventional methods such as project teams and quality circles, these rules promote a full circle information process between everyone in the enterprise. As you know, our world is changing each second. To adapt and face every challenge, we must be flexible. Sociocracy gives us this exact flexibility and effectiveness. Sociocratic management system is the secret ingredient that gives an entirely new and humanized face to the business ecosystem. Yes, economically sustainable growth, as you know, is more than important. However, not a single enterprise can last long enough without its employees. To forget the human side of a working process is dooming your business to death. Putting social capital at the top of the SME's values and improving its management system is crucial for its development. In an ever-changing world with increased digitalization and crucial need for ecological transformation, we don't need another boss or a cold-hearted manager. Peter Drucker has once said, "Management is doing things right. Leadership, however, is doing the right things." To succeed, you must not only be the leader, but the human of tomorrow. So, are you ready to be human? Are you ready to lead? Thank you.
Thank you, Cristina. We just love this diversity of writers this year, right? Coming from different countries of the European Union and this diversity of aspects. Birgit has a question for you, Cristina.
Yes, Christina, thank you very much. I think in your essay you have presented to us this new model of leadership and management that puts being human at the center. And you've also said that it's very important for digitalizing. Can you elaborate a bit on this, and can you also give some tips or some ideas, recommendations, how can leaders change their management? How can they become more human?
Thank you, Bridget. As I said, the human perspective of the business is truly important, and sociocracy, the sociocratic management system, relies on the theory of 5 types of management system. Is the higher one, which expects not only managers, CEOs, but employees to have more self-consciousness and to understand that with freedom comes responsibility. And so when you give your employees the chance to decide every single aspect of the process happening in the business, they have to understand that this comes with a lot of responsibility, and to take it, to choose it, and not to be afraid of it, because this is one of the greatest things in the world, to be responsible of what you're doing, not only in your daily basis life, but in your work, which happens in the future to be your mission, because not a single enterprise can last long enough without its mission on its own, I believe. Thank you.
Thank you. Christina, thank you so much for this presentation, and all the best, because now it's time for your votes, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody can vote. Those following us online, do find the special link you have on our platform for the voting of the youth essay. And my audience here in the convention hall, it's once again time now for real to scan the QR code you're going to see, and then it will take you to all the 3 options, to all 3 nominees, and you're the ones to decide which youth essay will be this year's winner. Are we ready? Time's up? Thumbs up? And as we say, Europe, start voting now! This is your moment, so we have the votes of the jury, who has selected 3 candidates. And Sabine, we are going to be the entertainment program now for a few minutes.
We will, yeah.
While everybody is voting, and Charlotte has to count all the votes of the jury, of the audience and the people following us online. Sabine, you're well.
I am well.
So far.
Yeah.
How did you like so far the essays? Because of course you read them before.
Mm-hmm.
But do they have something in common? What did you like?
I think it's always so special to really feel them coming from someone so passionate about the topic. So yeah, these 3 people are amazing writers, and translating that and really feeling more how they feel about it is really special. So I was really happy to be here, and I really loved how they all followed up on the complexity of sustainability, of resilience, of creativity. They want a better world.
What was your winning essay? What was your winning essay about last year?
My winning essay was about the idea that a lot of the challenges that startups face about finding the right talent, or getting good capital, or finding a market, the clients that they're looking for, that those overlap in different European countries, and still we create programs to only solve the startups in Amsterdam or in Paris or in Berlin or in other parts of the country. So I said, if we're building a single market, we should also start building a single startup scaling market.
So there were lots of things you could actually use in the field you work every day.
Very much, yeah. So I work for an organization by the Dutch government to help startups and scale-ups build a better world. And I am a data analyst, so I try to find quantitative proof of what the challenges are that startups face. I spoke about it earlier, that in Europe, startups tend to be quite rational or critical maybe about themselves, and they can have a push to be more ambitious, because the ambitions levels in the US overtake us. So that is, for example, a challenge that I don't only see for Dutch startups, but we see it for Europe as a whole, and we should solve it as for Europe as a whole.
Yeah, this amazing number of startups, especially in the last 2 years, really like
Yes,
increasing.
No, there's definitely more startups coming, and there's more female entrepreneurship too. Female entrepreneurship has quadrupled. So we can really, really be proud of ourselves in the last years, because there's so many brilliant ideas, and the moment that you start building a business around it, they can really get fruitful and make an impact. So really proud of what's happening.
It's really amazing meeting all you know, younger people. And you're so well connected and you really participate, because we always talk about, yes, this pandemic or the times have really affected young people. But I can really see that you are maybe working closer together even more.
I hope so. I really hope that what I said earlier, that this moment of listening to the youth is a first step for everyone to take a weekly commitment to just hear the youth, and they want to be connected. You saw 3 amazing speakers that want to be a part of this new world. So.
It will be the year of the youth, right? In 2022, the European Union has declared the year of the youth, of the young people. In these times where it really seems that maybe young people can adapt quicker and react quicker, don't you think?
I hope so.
In times of changes like now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes it's a necessity. We have a lot of change in this world, and you learn to adapt. But I think that there's a lot of resilience shown in the past couple of years in every corner of the European Union.
So you definitely see opportunities for a young generation in the future.
For young people, for young businesses, for innovative ideas. Yeah, we have a bright future in front of us. We just have to take it.
Tell us a bit more about your company. So lots of young people from different parts of the world, or is it like a Dutch company?
No, we have people from all over the world. It is a bit Dutch. We're quite close to the Dutch government. We have a special envoy, Prince Constantine, and it brings together my side, so a data point of view to the challenges that we face for startups, but it also brings together a point of view of community, or we have a division that looks at solutions that we can build to give startups the tools to maybe get their job openings more visible, or get their connectivity to investors easily done. So yeah, very diverse group, and trying to tackle challenges from all different angles.
It's well amazing in how many languages young people are actually working, right? Yeah, I'm really very, I like entertainment, so it was a long conversation, thank you. I got my envelope. Yes, I give it to Birgit. Birgit? I don't hear you. Yeah. Okay, so the graphic for okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to announce the winner of this year's Youth Essay 2021. And we will go to Raquel before Birgit. Raquel is joining me to give over the prize. Raquel?
Raquel has made the drawing.
Yes. So this is the graphics we should now enjoy. And I'm going to give the envelope to Birgit, who's going to read out and to present this year's winner, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have counted all your votes and the votes of the jury, and this year's winner of the Youth Essay 2021 is...
It is Kristina Dimova. Congratulations!
So Kristina Dimova from Bulgaria is receiving a beautiful award presented by Sabine, our last year's winner.
And a big picture with everyone, I think. Maybe we can. Yeah. There.
This is a moment for our photographers, very quickly, and then we will be very happy to hear a few comments of our winner.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, there's lots of Christina, now you are the star. Get used to it. This is your moments, and of course we would like to congratulate Victoria as well, who's still online. Victoria, well done. And Rui, the gentleman from Porto, for this really very interesting presentations. And Christina, this is your moment. Maybe a few words.
Thank you for all voting, for the jury as well. I'm really happy to receive that award from Sabine. As I told her yesterday, her essay was my inspiration to participate in this year's competition. With this thing over here, I don't know how to package my luggage right now. But anyways, I'm really happy to show that even though Bulgaria is not known for innovation, digitalization, and that is not known but for management systems as well. One 22-year-old girl showed that anything could happen, and a young person from Bulgaria can also show its views for innovations and for the future. And I hope that this essay would make, if not a big change, at least change in someone who has heard my presentations in his mind. And in Bulgarian, I want to say благодаря, which is thank you in my own language. And for every single young person out there, I want to tell to participate in such contests, in such opportunities, because you won't lose anything, but you might win. So thank you.
Christina, thank you so much. And just follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. This is just a stop on your way. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, my jury. Thank you, Sabine, for the nice conversation and everything, the good energy you brought with you. And I would like to invite you to stay with us because now at 11 a.m. we are continuing with our policy conclusions of the SME Assembly 2021. André Meyer will be joining us with a sum up, so it will be really very interesting, and I'm counting on you. Thank you.
Thank you.